Hi, I'm Chef Raphael. Welcome to today's video. Today we are cooking and it's all about a delicious beef and mushroom, I'll call it a stew. And I'm using the Brookside ghee as the cooking oil for the dish, and the cooking cream, which is actually I've put in the meat and serves that as a gravy for the dish. It's really delicious, simple to make and very few ingredients. Watch the video and you see how simple it is to make it. Let's get started. Welcome to the show, and I'll go straight to the ingredients. Today I have the mushrooms and then 2 onions. Now this is about half a kilo of beef. The rosemary that I'll use to give the flavor for the sauce. I'll be using the cooking cream, the Brookside cooking cream, to thicken the gravy for this dish, and some ghee. Now the ghee is actually the oil or the fat that I'm using. It's actually an oil right now because it's actually clarified butter. So it's yellow in color, and it also has can solidify. So when you get ghee, it's usually semi-liquid. So the best way to do it is to mix it all when you're using it, and then use it when it's together with the solids. Because if you just finish the liquid, that's the oil, you'll be left with the solid. It's not the same. So just give it a mix. So in fact, I'll start by pouring a little on the pan. So this is the one that I'll be using to fry, and the amount is actually should be determined by the amount of food you're cooking. So if need be, I'll add some more. So for the beef, you have to decide which style or style you want to cut. In this case, because I want it to cook fast, I'm going to cut it in strips. Try and make them the same size so that they cook evenly. Now I chose the rump steak because it's tender. It's also very flavorful, but you can also use sirloin steak or the beef fillet. In fact, the beef fillet is the most tender. One thing about ghee is that it has a high smoke point. So it's browning of the meat. I'll actually add the salt and pepper. So it smells really nice. So as it continues to brown, adding the onions. So as the browning continues, and now it's actually kind of stewing, I'll actually even add the mushroom right now. And it's at this stage I'll actually use just 1 sprig of the rosemary. Just leave it there. So I'm going to cover it and reduce the heat so that it actually goes on medium. I've put salt, the rosemary is there, so everything will actually come together. The meat is not really tough, so that's why in fact I'm also reducing the heat so that it actually now cooks slowly and simmers. Wow, that smells nice. Now for rosemary, you can actually chop it into small pieces if you like, but the reason why you put it as a sprig, because especially if you don't want too much of that flavor, and you can always remove it like I've done. And now what is left, is to finish it off. Now, you can add a little bit of water, but we'll skip if it gets dry, so that it actually deglazes. But right now what I have is Worcestershire sauce. Now, this sauce is actually optional. It's actually really nice because it has that sweet taste. It's not the same as adding soy sauce, because soy sauce has some salty taste. Now, like I said, this is optional. It's also dependent on the flavor that you want to achieve. If you want the flavor of like this, you can add. If you want the tomato flavor, you can actually either chop or blend tomatoes and add to this. But I don't want the tomato flavor. I want the flavor for that Worcestershire sauce. And finally, I will now add the cooking cream. You actually add the cooking cream towards the end of the cooking process, because that is what will actually add the thickness, or in this case, it's actually the gravy. And what will also happen as it continues to simmer is that the sauce will actually thicken and become a thick gravy. Wow, that is awesome. The Worcestershire sauce has actually changed the flavor to the sweetness that I was actually wanted. What the cream has done is added some extra flavor on its own, because the Brookside cooking cream has its own unique flavor. I kind of tend to think it has like a vanilla taste, a sweet taste, so it's perfect for this dish. And now that all that is left is to serve. Dish is ready, served with some rice, a broccoli which I had boiled in some salty water or blanched it for about 3 minutes. Rice is, I actually added some butter to the rice, so the rice is nice and tasty because of the butter. And now the dish, the meat with the mushroom. Now it's simple as that. You've seen I haven't used a lot of ingredients, but the flavor is there. And remember, I was using the ghee is what I used as my cooking oil, and the cooking cream is what actually added the gravy to the dish. And it's simple as that, and it's something you can enjoy, whether it's for the festive season or on a holiday, or like a special treat. So some other time I'll actually do a recipe of how to do a stroganoff. It's slightly different from this, but the concept that I've used is similar. Remember, it's all that you need. The Brookside Farm Fresh products, whether it's the ghee, whether it's the cooking cream, yogurt, butter, which is salted or unsalted, is all that you need to make your dishes delightful and tasty. And until next time, goodbye.